Welcome to the 90th Annual Chamber of Commerce Gala. How was everyone's dinner? Good. Glad to hear. You will notice a couple things on your table besides the centerpieces. Just some fun facts about the Chamber in the last 90 years. Also a list of our presidents from the last 90 years. With the exception of 3, we were not able to find the president of 1925. And ironically, the 1991 and 1999, no one seems to remember who they kind of tossed it over to. So a little bit of interesting information. I want to thank Bob Mueller and Toby Carrick from the Herald for all of their work and research that they helped me do with this. If it wasn't for them, you would not be seeing this on your table because it was so in depth and there was so much. And these are just some of the highlights that we were able to pull out. So read them over, laugh at them, tell stories if you have some. That's what they're there for. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start our awards program tonight. I have 3 awards that the Chamber is giving, and then we have our outgoing president's going to give the presidential award this evening. The award recipients, if you could please stay after the gala is over, we will take photos then. That way everyone can have the opportunity to take a snapshot if they would like. Okay? So with that, we're going to go ahead and start with our Community Service Award first. I want to just touch base on a few of these awards. Most of the time, they do not know that they are getting an award. And that's always the pleasure because it's an excitement for them and it's also an opportunity for us to surprise them. But it does make it a lot of work because we're trying to do all this secretive stuff behind their back. So this one was a little complicated, but we were able to get her done. So, Community Service Award. Annette Rolfe moved to St. Genevieve during the Christmas of 2005. Little did she know at the time how appropriate that season would be for her arrival. As soon as she had moved into the old academy, she began getting involved in our community. She finished her master's degree in American Studies at Lindenwood University, where she graduated #1 in the class and received the Schoenhardt American Heritage Award. She juggled that with the demands of having a daughter at Valley who is involved in volleyball, basketball, track, cross country, and dance. She originally served on the Christmas Walk Committee, which back then was a small event that consisted of a parade, a Christmas tree lighting, and some minor activities. The crowds were small but spirited, and the atmosphere was festive, but she dreamed of something more. Over time, she became the chairperson of the event and took it to a new and ambitious direction. The goal was to make it the premier Christmas event in Southeast Missouri, rivaling anything that St. Louis had to offer. To make that happen would take money. So she started devoting months of time to fundraising, going door to door seeking only $25. Every business owner in this room has probably had her knock on their door at some point. She was impressed by their generosity and interest in growing the event into something major. With higher budgets became greater advertising and attendance. Recent years have seen crowds numbered in the thousands rather than the hundreds. And the parade has grown so large that it can barely wrap around the entire downtown without running into itself. Annette personally selects and lines up the parade vehicles, floats, bands, horse and riders, and of course the walkers. From the Shriners to the marching bands, that's 100% Annette calling and getting them to participate. But she had even bigger dreams, so she started adding musical talent to all of the area venues. From the Catholic Church to the Oris, you find live music in every possible venue. The event lasts 2 days, and yes, the old Christmas tree lighting still happens every Saturday night, or every Christmas Saturday night, just like originally scheduled, with Annette lining up the act. Besides the Christmas festival, Annette is also the president of the Women's Club and an active member of the Rotary and the John Guild chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. She can also frequently be found helping out selling beer and hamburgers for the Lions Club. It is with great honor that I present the 2014 Community Service Award to Annette Rolfe. Okay. Small Business of the Year. Beachy Farms is an artisan goat cheese dairy and creamery located in Bloomsdale, Missouri. The farm is owned and operated by Stephen and Veronica Beachy. The Beachys produce several types of aged cheeses and fresh chevre that comes in many varieties, some of which are seasonal. Steve and Veronica Beachy started building their herd of St. Ian dairy goats in 1999 while living in Illinois. A desire to live more sustainably led Veronica to begin making cheese at home, and soon she began taking classes in professional cheese making through the University of Wisconsin and the Vermont Institute of Artisan Cheese. In 2006, the Beachys moved to a late 1700 farmhouse nestled in the Fourche-du-Clou Valley near Bloomsdale, Missouri. The large red barn, constructed in 1912 from a Sears and Roebuck kit, was converted into a goat dairy and creamery, which expanded in 2011. Veronica developed several original recipes for both aged and fresh cheeses, and in the late 2007, the Beachys began selling their artisan farmstead cheese at area farmers market. Their delicious, high-quality products caught on quickly with consumers, and they quickly began expanding into retail stores and fine restaurants in the St. Louis area. Today, Beachy artisan goat cheese can be found not only in St. Genevieve and St. Louis, but in stores and restaurants across the U.S. In its relatively short history, Beachy Farms has received a great deal of critical acclaim for their French-style cheeses, winning over 60 national and international awards. Their Bloomsdale cheese, inspired by the famous Valenquet French cheese, has won a Super Gold medal the past 3 years in the World Cheese Award. 35 countries participate in this prestigious competition. In 2014, Beachy Farms received the Agra Missouri Member of the Year Award at the Governor's Conference on Agriculture. It is with great pleasure and honor to present the 2014 Small Business of the Year to Beachy Farms. Will Steve and Veronica Beachy please step forward to receive their award? Okay, the last award for me this evening is Lifetime Achievement. Marvin Jury founded Bloomsdale Excavating in 1946 after coming home from World War II. He began excavating gravel from nearby creeks and delivering it to his neighbors who farmed the land. Marvin's brother Ralph soon joined the company. They followed opportunities as central and southern Missouri grew, well drilling and installing public water supplies and sewage collection systems. They purchased new machinery and hired loyal employees who understood and shared their vision of combining teamwork, integrity, and performance in their work. As the years went by, Marvin's 6 sons joined the family business. The company continues to grow and thrive. It has also expanded into general contracting, road building, and a wide variety of residential, commercial, and heavy industrial projects. They have worked on projects not only in Missouri, but also Illinois, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Indiana. After more than 65 years, strong family values continue to define the company's culture. Bloomsdale Excavating appreciates the importance of the long-term relationships built over the years in both the business and the community. Their goal is to offer customers a quality experience and their staff an outstanding place to work and build their own legacy over time. Bloomsdale Excavating has long-term relationships with several nonprofit organizations. Our charity committee members, who are all Bloomsdale Excavating employees, evaluate and choose the organizations and the actions in which they support. The Ponybird Inc., located in Mappaville, Missouri, provides residential, recreational, educational, and adult day programming services to those who are non-ambulatory with profound to severe physical disabilities as well as mental disabilities. The World Bird Sanctuary, located in St. Louis, Missouri, is one of North America's largest facilities of the conservation of birds. It is dedicated to preserving the Earth's biological diversity and securing the future of threatened bird species and their natural environment. Bloomsdale Excavating also makes contributions throughout the year to numerous other local charity organizations. These include the St. Genevieve Board for the Developmentally Disabled, St. Vincent de Paul Society in Bloomsdale, Head Start, Make-A-Wish program, local schools, and sports organizations. It is with great pleasure and honor that I present the 2014 Lifetime Achievement Award to Bloomsdale Excavating. Will Scott Drury please step forward to receive this award? Do you want the mic?
I wanted to say a few words because it's nice to be recognized as the Bloomsdale Excavating Druries rather than the hotel Druries or the cousins of Mark and Terry. So, you know, in 1946, a seed was planted. You talk about lifetime achievement. And, you know, 68 years ago, this seed of Bloomsdale Excavating was planted. And over the years, my goodness, there's been saplings and sprouts that have been harvested off that original seed. And our two tables over here represent a lot of those saplings. I'll say we've got 2 tables of saplings over there from that original seed that was sown. And, you know, this award is a big deal to be recognized in the motherland of St. John County, where it all started back in those days. And, you know, on behalf of the second generation and the third generation, I'd like to recognize my Uncle Ralph, my great Uncle Ralph, my great Aunt Lucille, Mark and Terry's mom and dad. And my grandparents, Marvin and Ethelyn, couldn't be here this evening. Grandma wasn't feeling well. But on behalf of the second and third generation, we would like to present this award to you guys because we're the reapers of your harvest and the saplings of your seed from those days. So thank you very much. We appreciate that. Okay, brother, Craig, are you ready? Fern, 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 let's go Blues!
Mark Zerwig, what's the score back there? Okay, sorry. That's all for me, actually. I am going to turn this over to my outgoing president, Mr. Mike Ballard.
Thanks, Christina. Thank you. Every year, I tell you, whenever folks, when the nomination or the ideas for nominations come forward with the community service and the rest of the awards presentations, there's always so many. The board, at least in the last 3 years that I've been, the board never is at a lack for organizations or individuals. It's a little bit of an indication of the type of community we live in, and I just think it's a wonderful to see such great people and organizations be recognized. So without further ado, the Presidential Award. At the St. Genevieve Chamber of Commerce, we understand that things as simple as a welcome packet to a prospective business or family can have a lasting economic impact on the community. We understand that the value and the necessity of a strong school system, which ultimately leads to the business and the community leaders in our hometown. We fully support our medical and our health professions who strive to for continuous advancement in the facilities and technology. And finally, our emergency responders who put their lives on the line every day to protect our great community. These are some of the service-oriented organizations vital to promoting the business and the industrial growth in our community. Each year, the Chamber President gets to solely recognize an individual or an organization for enhancing the quality of life in our community. This year, after much thought, I would like to recognize a very important service organization in our community that I think has done an incredible job over the past several years. This organization strives at professionalism and whose top priority is making our community a safer place to live and work. They've created strong bonds with not only our local emergency service agencies, but with the Missouri State Highway Patrol, with the Military Drug Task Force, United States Marshals, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the FBI, the DEA, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm Divisions, just to name a few. This organization is a very strong supporter of the DARE, which is a drug abuse and resistance education program. That is a nationally recognized program that is targeted at the elementary school children. It introduces them to the dangers of drugs and alcohol, along with exposing the youth to a positive interaction with our law enforcement officials. This agency implemented the St. Genevieve 1st K-9 unit to help in the fight against narcotics. Saber, a black lab, Max, and Zero, both German Shepherds, have served the organization well and were all certified by the North American Police Dog Association. This organization has taken a very tough stance on illegal substances in our community, in our county, and has made over 2,000 drug-related arrests since 2001. They've applied for and have been awarded over $1.5 million in grants from the federal government to help protect our community. I think that alone is a very impressive feat. If you haven't figured out yet, I'm talking about our local sheriff's department. They have a very active animal control system, and they are the only third-class sheriff's office in the state of Missouri to handle such calls. With a keen business sense, they have contracted multiple expansions and renovations of the detention facility in order to secure contracts to house prisoners of the U.S. Marshals, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, and the Missouri Department of Mental Health. The last expansion doubled the number of beds from 110 to 220. In each of the renovation and expansions in 2004, 2008, 2010, and most recently in 2013, has proven to be very lucrative for the county of St. Genevieve. Probably the most impressive thing is that all of this work in all of these expanded programs has been accomplished without increasing the number of employees. It has remained the same at 55 for the past 14 years, saving valuable community tax dollars. So tonight, I would like to recognize the hard work and accomplishments of the St. Genevieve County Sheriff's Department under the leadership of Mr. Gary Stoser.
I'm not really good at talking, so I'll say a few words here. I'm not a real good politician either. I just wanted to point out a few people that have helped me get where I'm at, because honestly, I wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be for my family. My mom and dad, Vince and Marilyn Stolzer. Marilyn passed a few years ago. You know, anytime I need anything, I bounce it off Dad, and Dad helps me with it. I remember when I told Dad, hey, I'm going to run for sheriff of St. John County. He probably doesn't remember telling me this, because He really doesn't say a whole lot. I usually just follow what he's doing, and that's how I learn from him. All he really said to me was, "Be careful what you wish for." I realize you probably don't remember that well, Dad, but I understand what you meant. You know, and since Mom's passing, our family's had the delight of having our Mellow Hook around. She's meant a lot to us, and she kind of helps keep things the way they used to be. I also like to point out my mother and father-in-law, Jim and Tony Vaith. They're there anytime I need anything, anytime I need help raising the kids and helping with the Dairy Queen and everything we do. And also sitting at our table tonight is our Aunt Joanne Waller. She's been our aunt that's lived far away and now is living very close, but always has been someone that's been in our family that's meant a lot to us. Also sitting at our table that I'd like to mention is Jason and Sarah Schott. Jason is my right-hand man to the Sheriff's Department. He's my chief deputy. He's my friend. And honestly, we are where we're at today because I have him beside me to help me make all the decisions we make. And in the past, also Howard Dohack, who worked for me as chief deputy, helped get me where I'm at today too. And most of all, I want to thank my wife and my kids. I got to marry my high school sweetheart, and we've been married close to 23 years now. And you know, this job takes a toll on a family, and I just want to share one quick story with you. When I first became sheriff, I'm all into getting meth labs and doing everything, and I'm not really thinking about the family at all the first year or two. And I ran in the house one night, and I grabbed my bulletproof vest, and I run out the door, and I go, "We're going to a meth lab." I'm excited. When I got home that night, I figured out the errors of my ways. The wife doesn't like you running in the door, grabbing your bulletproof vest, and running back out. You know, and I don't know how much longer it was later, so I didn't do that no more. I kept it in my truck. I don't know, it was 6 months later, a year later, one night we're doing a meth lab, and we got a bunch of kids in the house, and I grabbed my wife and I said, "Hey, I need help with the kids," and I run her up on the north end of the county with me, and she helped me take care of the kids that night. And I don't think until you experience what she experienced that night, I don't know if that's good or bad I did that, but I think she totally understands the devotion I have to this job because of things like that. Anyway, on a lighter note, like I said, my daughter, Abby, my son, Sam, great kids, and they're great kids because we've got a great family around us to keep us straight. You know, we have problems in our community like any other community. What everybody sitting here needs to remember, the reason I turned out the way I did, and the reason I'm successful and my kids are, is because of my family. Your teachers can't do it for you. Your family's got to do it. I'm not the brightest guy in the world, but I figured out how to surround myself with people that are brighter than me and can help me get to where I want to be. And back to it all goes to how you're raised and the support you get while you're growing up, and the support you get when you're a 44-year-old man. You know, and I look in the audience too, and I thought it was kind of funny when I was thinking about how long I was married. 44. Not 54. And my wife is not my daughter. Who said that? I've been asked that before. We were going through I was thinking about two people here that I was railing on him earlier a little bit. We were going through them marriage sessions. Before you get married, the church makes you go to somebody to learn how to get married, you know? Well, it's kind of funny because the two people that we went to was Jim and Linda Wagner. And it's kind of funny because they come into my lives daily almost, because I'm either yelling at her about how high my taxes are, or I'm yelling at Jim that my dang electric ain't on. But it's neat being in a community where you grow up around people and people help you grow up. Another person I want to mention real quick, and I'll shut up. You know, my brother had a friend in high school, and then he became my friend. And I think behind any successful businessman, whether it's with Dairy Queen or whether it's with the sheriff's office or whatever you're doing, you got to have a great banker, and you got to have one that cares for you. Jerry Bertholt has been a great banker to me. and he's cared about the decisions I've made. And I think that helps me get to where I'm at too, is having sound advice whenever I might not be thinking quite right. So, because I'm one of them people that got a lot of ideas and want to keep going, and sometimes I got to sit back and listen to people that probably know a lot more than I do about what I should be doing or not. But anyway, I wanted to thank him too tonight. And I guess, folks, I'm not a politician, but pay attention to who gets elected in your community. Most of the time we get it right in our community, and sometimes we get it dead wrong. You know, and I think we all know when we get it wrong, and try to support those people that are here trying to help our community. And make sure that whether it's city government, you know, Board of Aldermen, whoever's running, make sure the right people get elected to lead us in the right direction and not the wrong ones. That's off my political speech, because that's about all the politicals I got. But anyway, thank you, and I really appreciate the award, and we'll keep doing what we're doing at the Sheriff's Office. And if anybody ever wants a tour, come on by. I'd be happy to give you one.
Well, that was good. Thanks. Now, I don't know what to say now. 3 years goes by quick. I've been on the board, chamber board, for 3 years. I've worked with some fantastic folks in the community on the board. I really have appreciated, and we've enjoyed, we've laughed on the board, and I think that we've gotten some things accomplished also. So to the board members, I'll let Eric get into more specifics on those folks, but I want to thank them. The support that the chamber has from its membership is fantastic. We really appreciate, we as a board appreciate when the membership is supportive. So we have some big events coming up this summer with the summer concert series again, the golf tournament, third annual golf tournament coming up. So we obviously will be looking for your support as we go through those events and continue the great success of what I think is a fabulous Chamber of Commerce. I really do. So in that respect, it's been a lot of fun. Looking down the list of presidents, the long list of presidents that are on the table, I'm very proud, and I appreciate and thank you for the trust that I've had from you all as president to join that list. One of the things that caught my attention was, I know that my dad, Herb's been involved in the community for a long time, but I had no idea how long. It looked like maybe he was president when he was 11, 12, and 13 years old back in the 40s. So anyway, that was interesting. So it's time to pass the gavel. Time for me to step down and turn it over to Chief Eric Bennett. He has been extremely active as a vice president this past year. Couldn't be because I've been virtual quite a bit, but a little joke on the board there, right? But anyway, I'm leaving it in great hands. Eric is very involved in the community. He takes the job, I know, very seriously. And so without further ado, Eric Bennett. Excuse me, you're not ready yet. Wow. Of all people, two people that you don't forget to thank, right? Your right and your left hand. Dina. Come here. Dina, needless to say, Dina, I think you're doing a phenomenal job. I really do. And she's, every time I call, she's like, what'd you forget now? Are you bringing your glasses tonight? So Dina.
By the way, he didn't. His wife did.
So Dina was the first one, and of course Kelly, you're the other one. I know I've been very busy. I've been going a lot, and couldn't do it without you.
Thank you, Mike. I think that's probably too short. First of all, I was given a task on my very first night as vice president after the banquet last year to tell better jokes than Mike told. That was, I'm actually not joking about that. Somebody came up and said, please tell me that your speech will consist of better jokes than Mike told. Unfortunately, I don't know any jokes.
It's already better.
Yeah, it's already better. So actually, my wife has said that some of this presidency has gone to my head. I don't think it has, but my first official act as president, I want to implement my health care plan. I call it O'Bennett Care. O'Bennett Care, yeah. Where's the rim shot when you need it? I haven't been assigned my Secret Service agents yet, so I'm taking applications for those. Gary, I may hit you up. But one thing seriously that I've always wondered, how famous does one have to be when a murder becomes an assassination? Because I'm hoping it doesn't happen, but I don't think I've risen to the level of fame yet that if I was killed, it would be considered an assassination. I'm just kind of curious. I think I'm falling short on my request of the... as many of you guys know, some of you may not, I'm the police chief in St. Genevieve. I really appreciate the board that is here that helped elect me, and the ones, or appoint me I should say, and the ones that were on the board when I came on in 2008. I love St. Genevieve. It's a fantastic community. I like it because it's small enough that I can still go out and work and be a policeman and not tied to the desk, and I really like my job there. I stopped a lady today for speeding, and I came up to the car, got her driver's license, and I went back and it showed she was restricted to corrective lenses. So I came back up to the car. I said, ma'am, it shows on your license you're supposed to be wearing glasses. And she says, I got contacts. I said, I don't care who you know. My one dissenting vote. And then last week I got called to an accident down on Gabourey. There was a lawyer driving through town. He was going too fast. Imagine that. He was talking on his phone and texting and listening to the Bluetooth and the onboard navigation and reading a brief on his way to the courthouse, and he ended up swerving over and hitting the guardrail and really tore up his car. So I get there and I'm working the wreck, and he's like, look at this is horrible. This is my brand new $95,000 Mercedes. It's just ruined. The whole driver's side is gone. And I said, sir, I apologize if I'm disrespectful, but you lawyers are so materialistic. And he goes, I said, you didn't notice your left arm is missing. And that lawyer goes, my Rolex. Okay. They apparently don't have the cane little stick thing, but I'm definitely getting the hint here. Real quickly, I do want to thank the committees, the banquet committee that put this together every year. The volunteers that come from the high school do a phenomenal job. And again, they're volunteers and they do it out of the goodness of their hearts. I wanted to give the results of the bylaw ballots that we took early on. It passed unanimously with the exception of 4 votes that abstained because they weren't in a position to vote, I guess. So it did pass, so the new bylaws will take effect tonight, I would assume. But I want to thank the committee. I sat on that committee, but the other members of that committee, I think everybody did a really good job of looking at things objectively and trying to take every consideration that needed to be there and not make it so wordy that it was hard to understand. So I think they did a fantastic job. The Summer Concert Series Committee always does a fantastic job. Like Mike said, that'll be coming back up this June. We have another great slate of entertainment for you this year, and I think it's going to be a really good program. So a couple things that Mike touched on. Mike, when I came on the board, I should say 3 years ago, Mike presented the proposal for the golf tournament, and we started out, I think, with a few weeks with a deadline. It was kind of an 11th hour decision on our part to take that on, and everybody stepped up and did a phenomenal job, and we're on our 3rd year now. It's definitely growing in success. And I know me personally and everybody on the board really, really, truly appreciates all of your support, everybody in the room. We do have some members going off this year, Mike being one as the past president. We have Debbie Donzie, our treasurer for this year. Linda Hook has been our secretary for the last, I think both of them have done that job for at least the 3 years that I've been in there. So they do a phenomenal job. And then Matt Troutman, who was not able to be here tonight, but great working with them. The election results have come in. We've got some of our new board members here tonight. Some were not able to make it, but Sharon Scher was elected. Lonnie Wolk, if you want to stand up. Martha Riesinger, who leads here, back and back. And then, as many of you know, Brad Arnold was our president 2 years ago, and he has come back on as a new member. He's had his year off. He's come back on, and was actually nominated to be our treasurer. And with any luck, hopefully he'll see that out through his 3-year term. So we really appreciate everybody that came on. Really quickly, I wanted to run through the people that were on when I came on, but the rest of the board. We have Tom Kime with the St. Genevieve Hospital. He has been named as the vice president and president-elect for next year, so it'll be great working with him. Again, Brad Arnold has agreed to be the treasurer and was nominated and voted on. And then Steve Apps will be our secretary for next year, so we appreciate him stepping up and helping with that. In addition, we have Tom Reeder with LaWast, Sharon Hasty with RE/MAX, Paul Roth at Regions Bank, and Shelley Jokers with the school. So like Mike said, I think everybody's worked really, really well together. And Bob Pickering, he's on my list. I had something special for Bob.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I didn't. Bob Pickering. See, I got a little jammed up because Brad is on my list of new people and also my list of executive boards. So it added the 13th person, which threw me off. So that's totally my bad. But Bob, great working with you, and I know you'll be on for the next year. So I will just touch really briefly. I know I've already been longer than I need to be, but we want to, looking at this year, we wanted to embrace what the chamber is and what we do. We are very appreciative of all the support that we get, and we wanted to really focus on the members that we have, find ways to give the support back to the people that support us, and really promote our small businesses and the members that are with us. One way that we looked at doing that, and like Gary said, I'm not a brilliant man or the smartest person, but I've surrounded myself and know people. We have phenomenal people in the community that have helped, and a suggestion that was made by Bob Mueller and kind of helped out with Sandra Cabot, looking at some ways to help our businesses. And one thing that we're looking at is maybe a quarterly seminar that'll be an evening seminar that'll be geared towards things that can help you grow your business. The first one we're hoping will be May 15th. We're still trying to nail down the date with the presenter and the school, but we'll be geared towards social media and how it can help you advertise, know the best ways to use the social media to the business's advantages, and use that to help grow the business. My hope is that we'll have 2 classes that evening, one for a beginner that doesn't really know what a computer is, and then one that has some knowledge of some of the social media sites that are out there, but just show them ways to navigate the programs and use that to help grow their business. Still trying to nail down a lot of the other seminars, but one that we were hoping is maybe a tax preparation seminar that would help the business owners learn what is helpful, what documents are helpful to keep through the year, and help find out what's deductible and ways to keep their money in-house and use that to keep the doors open and hopefully thrive. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'll give it back to Dina. I really appreciate all of your support, and I thank you guys for coming out tonight.
Okay, so before we conclude for the evening, is there anyone else that is still wanting raffle tickets? Last opportunity right now. No? Everybody's good to go? Okay, so before I do the drawings for the raffle and the centerpieces, I do want to actually acknowledge the committee, the banquet committee myself, because these ladies did all this for you. I just basically kind of sat back, and if they had a question, I answered it. But they have been my right hand for many years, and I could not do this without them. So, Betty Arnold, if you would please stand up, please. Betty Arnold, Chris Hogue, Mary Beth Ferguson, Mary Grass, Sharon Scher, who could not be here this evening, and Sharon Hasty. Thank you, ladies. Also, too, I know Eric touched base real quickly with the servers, but these ladies have been with us, with the exception of one who's new this year. But these ladies have been with us for the last 3 years, and I want to acknowledge them by name. So if you guys would just kind of hold your hand up when I say it, that would be great. Brooke Hasty, Taylor Hasty, Emily Eckenfels, Hannah Kreitler, Abby Stolzer, Tess Bowman, Sam Campbell, April Sanchez, Courtney Pasha, and Crystal Nagger. And these ladies, they did a great job tonight, so thank you. Certificates? Certificates? Do you have them? Are they in the bag? Okay. Eric, you want to come up here and draw a number? They're right. Okay, so we have a couple of giveaways. One, let's see here. We're giving away 4 bottles of wine, so 1 bottle to each winner. You want to drag that? If you have your little blue ticket, go ahead and pull it out now. Ticket 282488. 282488. Nobody?
How much?
Not yours? Give me a pen.
Going once,
Oh.
going twice.
Oh,
Here we go. Oh,
Tom?
there we go.
Oh, okay. Ray Montgomery's wife. Fun time. Okay, one more. 282426. Bottle of wine, right? Yeah, bottle of wine. 282426. Angie? For the third bottle of wine, 282. Can you mix these up a little bit?
I'm working on it. I'm sorry.
282424.
Just picking them.
We're just stocking her wine collection here. Okay, 282416. The last bottle of wine, 416. Ron Klein. And I do believe that your bottles of wine can be redeemable at the main bar. Keith, is that correct? Yes, he said that is correct. Okay, we also have 2 getaway certificates. This would be a overnight stay in one of the villas here at Chalmette. The certificate is redeemable Sunday through Thursday, and it expires May of 2015. So the winner of that, 282322. There's Sue. Okay. One more villa night. 282412. Sue. Okay, and our last giveaway is the Summer Music Series tickets. It is 1 ticket to every show, so it is a season ticket. And the Summer Music Series kicks off June 6th with Johnny Cash tribute. And you're very lucky to get this ticket because there's not many of him left. He's going really quick. So 282-348. 348. Ooh, Jamie. Huh? That's it, we're done. Okay, so that's all for the actual 50-50 stuff. Next, I know as soon as I announce the centerpiece winners, you guys are out of here like a bat out of hell. So, before I say that, all award winners need to stay for a photo. And yes, jury, Bloomsdale Excavating, all of your clan. Okay, so whoever you want in your photo needs to stay. So please stay, and then we will arrange everyone as soon as we clear out the room a little bit. So, on the back of your program, the very bottom of your program is a number. Should be 1 through 10. And every year I get to pick a number randomly, really. So this year I thought because it is our 90th year, the number will be 9. So those of you who have the number 9 program can please take your centerpiece home. Thank you and good night.
Channel 7 and 98 TV and web broadcasting are made possible through contributions and donations from viewers like you. Thank you for your support.